Question number 12. So question number 12, guys, wants us to use exponential rules with fractions, okay? So here are the various exponential rules that you guys need to know, all right? So here are all three of them, okay? So this first rule, guys, is called your product rule, all right? So your product rule states that when you're multiplying things that have the same base, you would add exponents, all right? So I would add whatever the exponents are, all right? The next rule, all right, is called quotient rule, all right? So again, the next rule is called quotient rule, okay? Which states when you're dividing things that have the same base, you don't add exponents, but you subtract exponents, all right? And then the last rule you guys should know is called power rule, all right? Power rule states that whenever you have an exponent on the inside and on the outside, you multiply the exponents, all right? So again, when you're multiplying, you add exponents. When you're multiplying things that have the same base. When you see parentheses, okay, and you see an exponent on the inside and outside, you multiply exponents, all right? So don't get power rule and product rule confused, because a lot of times persons get those confused, all right? So let's go ahead, let's try to do this. So it says, what is the value of A? So A is this exponent, all right? This exponent is a result after I combine these two. Again, I don't see an addition or subtraction sign right here. So what can I assume is right here? A multiplication sign, all right? So when I multiply both of these together, I get the value of A, okay? So in this case, what rule would I need to use to solve this? I would need to use product rule, all right? Because again, I'm multiplying things that have the same base. So what am I going to do with the exponents, guys? I'm going to add them, all right? So a lot of times, guys, persons don't like to add fractions, all right? So let's go ahead and let's try to practice adding fractions. So when adding fractions, guys, this is what you're going to do. Firstly, I'm going to write this 2 as a fraction by writing it as 2 over 1. Every whole number has a denominator, which is 1, okay? So we're going to use a method called the butterfly method, all right? So this is how you use the butterfly method, okay? To get a common denominator, I'm going to multiply both of these denominators together. So again, even though we're adding, we're technically going to multiply the denominators. 6 times 1 is 6. Then I'm going to cross multiply this way first, okay? So 5 times 1 is 5. You always cross multiply this way first. Now I'm going to cross multiply this way second, all right? 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. So I put it over here on the right side, okay? And then what am I doing? I am adding, all right? So I put an addition sign in between. And you see how it kind of looks like a butterfly? That is your butterfly method. So 5 plus 12 is 17 over 6. And can I simplify 17 over 6 anymore? No, I cannot, because 17 is a prime number. So my answer would be 17 over 6, okay? So again, you don't have to type A equal, you only need to type the 17 over 6, all right? And that is it, okay? So let's try the next one. So here I see a fraction. So when I see a fraction, I can assume that I'm dividing. And what rule do I use when I'm dividing? I'm going to use quotient rule, all right? And quotient rule states when I'm dividing things that have the same base, all right, what am I going to do to the exponents? Subtract them, all right? So I'm going to be doing 3 minus my denominator of 1/2, all right? So most of you guys should know that 3 minus 1/2 is 2.5, all right? Which is 5 over 4. But let's go ahead and let's try to use our butterfly method to solve this, okay? So what's the denominator for this 3 when I don't see a denominator? a 1, okay? So let's get a common denominator by using our butterfly method, which states that we're going to multiply the two denominators to get a 2. Then I cross multiply this way first. 3 times 2 is 6. Then I cross multiply this way second. 1 times 1 is 1. And then what am I doing, guys? I am subtracting. And so it kind of looks like a butterfly method, okay? So 6 take away 1 leaves you with 5 over 2. Alright, so again, most of you guys probably figured that out, alright, even without using butterfly method, but this is how you do it with fractions, okay? So let's do the next one, guys. So here I see a parentheses. Automatically, when I see that parentheses and the exponent inside and outside, what rule do I think to use? Power rule, alright? So power rule states when you see a parentheses and you have an exponent on the inside and on the outside, you're going to multiply the exponents. Again, we're multiplying exponents. Don't confuse it with adding. Alright, here we're multiplying exponents. When you multiply, all you do is just multiply the numerators, then multiply the denominators. Alright, so I multiply these two, then I multiply these two. Okay, so 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so again, guys, that's how we do power rule. Can I simplify this anymore? Can I divide a number? Is there a number I can divide both 8 and 9 by? No. So I cannot simplify that anymore. So this is my answer. All right. So again, guys, always try to simplify whenever you can.